CPAs at a much higher level. So California definitely practices to a very high standard. Very, very important. And that's important for you students to know too. So you know who your competition is, and make sure that you're the best at being a CPA that you can be. So the CPA also has 3 advisory committees, and Kathy Johnson mentioned one that she's involved with. Those advisory committees assist the board in accomplishing our mission of consumer protection. They also assist our staff. These consist of dedicated CPAs who see the value, the personal and professional benefit of giving back to the profession. And this is something, students, that you may want to consider when you become a CPA. And I was fortunate to serve on all 3 of these committees before I was appointed to the board by the governor of California. So you have a long way to go, and you can strive and reach for all of that. So something to keep in mind. The 3 committees, the Qualifications Committee ensures that applications for licensure are complete and include the appropriate experience. The Enforcement Advisory Committee assists with enforcement activities to promote consumer protection. There may be a complaint, an enforcement issue in connection with a licensee that has to be handled, and that committee is one of the ones that will kind of vet that out before it goes any further. So very, very important. The Peer Review Oversight Committee ensures that peer review requirements as a condition of licensing in California are being met. So 3 very, very important, valuable committees, and it's very, very rewarding to serve on those as a CPA. So something to keep in mind as you get some experience under your belt, you future CPAs. So in a few minutes, I mentioned having some staff here, and some of you have already met and interacted as we were getting linked into the meeting and everything. David Hemphill and Ramona Bermudez of the CPA will explain the requirements to become a CPA. They will then be joined by Jennifer Jackson and Jennifer Huddy to answer questions you may have. Just want to make sure that if you are unsure along the way, and this faculty as well, if you have questions about anything we're talking about, please be sure and ask. Please do not hesitate, because we want this to be very informative, a very learning experience. That's why we're here, and we're very happy to do so. Now, before I turn it over to them, I want to tell you about the many benefits of achieving the title of CPA and encouraging you to do so as I did. The public accounting profession has a long and important history, and the need for our services has never been greater than before. Don't ever let anybody tell you there just won't be a need and the job market isn't there. It is a changing environment because the business environment is changing, but the need is great. It is tremendous. So you'll be entering the profession at a very interesting time by the time you graduate and get that exam under your belts. So the skills that CPAs must possess are evolving to encompass the many technological advancements in the world today. The Uniform CPA exam will be updated in 2024 to incorporate this knowledge. It's the most radical change that has happened. It's a total, the exam, I want to stop and say the exam is updated every couple years. There are changes in professional tax regulations and professional standards and that sort of thing. So there's always that task of keeping it current and relevant. But what will happen and become effective in 2024 is a major overhaul to bring it current and in line with what's happening in the world today. Your professors are working hard to have you prepared for these changes. So something to keep in mind, very important. This way you're more equipped and better able to handle your clients' or company's needs. Now, the CPA license provides many avenues and unlimited opportunities, whether in public accounting or private industry, including for-profit, nonprofit, government agencies, many, many choices that are out there for you once you become licensed. You can also then choose to specialize. I really like accounting, I really like auditing, I really like taxation, for example, and many other choices. So it gives you that opportunity to stay as a generalist or to specialize in an area that is particularly appealing to you. By becoming a CPA, you become a very valuable commodity in the employment market. That's really important. Job security, is there going to be a place for me? What will be there when I'm ready? What will be waiting for me? So you become a very valuable commodity, get your exam passed, get the experience under your belt, and the world is kind of yours at that point. So something to remember there. I served in public accounting for my entire career. I never went into private industry. So I worked within the framework of an accounting firm providing services to clients. And the satisfaction of working with clients and working with an extensive foundation of knowledge, those professional standards, I absolutely loved it. It also made me a very marketable employee. So I always had options. But I did love exactly what I was doing. So I was fortunate. So the license and appropriate experience provided me with prestige and respect of being a CPA, part of a recognized and trusted profession, following that established set of accounting, auditing, or tax standards, researching topics and using my knowledge and my experience. Experience is very, very important to apply to specific client situations. Nothing is identical necessarily as you're going forward, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Career development, I mentioned public accounting or private industry and the various options available within those. So it's just immense. Even ultimately owning your own business, get that. You take the exam, you do the experience part of it, you become a CPA, get that under, very well behind you. And someday you might decide, I want to buy a company, or I want to do this, I want to do that. As an accountant and as a licensed CPA, you'll have a real knowledge, a real foundation for what's happening within your own company. So that's just another option to keep in mind. Career security, the need for CPAs will always be there. Job satisfaction, I've mentioned everything that I loved about it and enjoyed, and those opportunities are there for you as well. Money and benefits, and those accrue over time. It's not so pleasant in the beginning, but you have to get a lot of that behind you and gain familiarity and get that experience, and then it opens up for you. So it is there for you. But I do want to thank you again for having us here today, for giving me a chance to express my satisfaction, my happiness over my licensing, my degree, and I hope that you will each consider becoming a CPA. I now want to hand the program over to David Hemphill, Information Analyst at the CBA, to discuss the requirements necessary to qualify to take the CPA exam. Thank you.
And thank you, President Corrigan. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Hemphill, part of the Communications and Outreach team here at the CBA. I'm very happy to be here to explain the requirements to qualify to take the CPA exam and what the application process looks like. It's really exciting to be able to talk to so many of you from so many different campuses all around the state and even beyond, I guess. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a really good understanding of what you need to do to be prepared and succeed in passing the CPA exam. So first, let me tell you a little bit about the exam itself, which is your first step towards CPA licensure. So next slide, please.